I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but when a zombie shooter with the ridiculous name Pancake House comes along with the tagline of, "If it is delicious, you will die," every fiber of my being instantly says that this is a game I need to play, that this developer isn't afraid to take risks and have a little fun. I had visions of quirky weapons, diverse, obscure locations, and a goofy story that would give Accounting Plus a run for its money. But sadly, none of this turned out to be true. In fact, Pancake House takes itself pretty seriously, and in the process ends up being about as generic zombie shooters get. It's 15 levels of uninspired wave shooting with linear streets and sewers, where you just walk from waypoint to waypoint, with nothing to do in between other than to shoot zombies. Every stage keeps you walking down a fairly tight corridor with invisible walls, so if you think you're going to explore down some random alley or driveway, think again. Not that there'd be anything to even find off the beaten path, because Pancake House is devoid of collectibles, health kits, or ammo scattered around the environment, instead relying on weapon crates dispersed every 100 feet or so to replenish your supply. Each level ends with what the game calls defense mode, which is just a designated spot to defend against swarms of zombies. But there's no counter or visible timer, so often the level just ends arbitrarily. The one interesting power you have is the ability to spawn little barricades, but they certainly don't last long and are easily destroyed. Though they'll save your skin, so during the few tense moments Pancake House offers, remembering to use them effectively is really important.
You never told me it would take this much time.
So far, this probably sounds like a game you might want to pick up on sale, because, hey, even a fairly generic zombie game can still be fun, right? Well, sadly, Pancake House isn't even that much fun. The move controls are awkward with unintuitive button layouts, and while the aim fares much better in that department, your movement speed is painfully slow, the run button is unreliable at best, and you're stuck with click turning no matter what controller you use. The weapon's bullet velocity is strangely slow, and some of the sound effects are so unrealistic that they're almost distracting. Yet strangely, the ambient sounds, music, and voiceovers are all pretty much top-notch, making the story, which is told through static VR scenes between levels in VO during stages, actually somewhat appealing.
I can see a house. That should be Dr. Twal's villa. Just gonna stay there for one night and I'll burn the place down.
The weirdest thing about Pancake House, though, is that the loading screens keep telling me to press circle to turn on my flashlight. But despite my best efforts to activate it, it doesn't actually seem to exist in the game. Luckily, Pancake House isn't a total disaster. If you already spent $30 hoping for a fun zombie shooter, the later levels do get slightly more interesting in terms of story and environments. There's also a separate survival mode, but it's nearly indistinguishable from the story mode with 4 options to choose from: Cooker, Let's Be, Pick Me, and Cow G. But for the life of me, I can't figure out what the difference between them is. It's not a mode you'll want to spend much time with anyway, though, since the absence of any leaderboards, or even a high score, will make you feel like you're just wasting your time. Pancake House didn't need to live up to its quirky name for me to enjoy it, but it did need to have competent gameplay mechanics. The lack of a flashlight or even a scope on the sniper rifle tells me that this was rushed out long before it was ready. With a few patches for smooth turning, a faster run speed, and online leaderboards, Pancake House could be a fun, albeit simple $10 budget adventure. But currently, with its $30 price tag and long list of problems, we're nowhere close to that.